Yo, what up, everybody? Let's talk a little drum business right quick. This phrase, I do not own the rights to this music. Let's talk about why you do not need to put that in your captions on Instagram. All right. So when any song is written, any song in the whole world, when any song is written, there's something that's simultaneously created with it. It's called a copyright. Now, a copyright is the same thing as the phrase that you guys use when you say, I do not own the rights to this music. You really mean, I do not own the copyright to this music. I do not own the copyright to this song. That's what you really mean, okay? So now I'll try to make a long story short. By the time you hear most major songs, like on Billboard or MTV or BET or whatever on the radio, most of those songs have already been acquired by a major publishing company. So what that means is, if you're a songwriter and you have great songs, you may not know a lot of people, right? So a publishing company may come along and be like, hey, let us split the rights to your song and we'll help you push your songs out to the universe. Okay, so now you've got three major publishing companies in the world. There's Warner Chappell, there's Sony ATV, and there is Universal Music Publishing Group. Okay, now let's bring it together. Now Facebook, who owns Instagram, Facebook and Instagram, just call them the same thing. Facebook and Instagram. So Facebook pays all three of those major publishing companies, which is Universal Music Publishing Group, Sony ATV, and Warner Chappell. Facebook pays them what's called a blanket license to cover all of the copyrights under their library. So all of those major songs that you hear on the radio and stuff, Facebook pays from the top the three major publishing companies to use those songs on Facebook. Facebook wants you to have a good time on their platform. They want you to be able to play like the major songs because they relate to life and we have a good time, right, when we hear those songs. So Facebook wants you to be able to use those songs, so they pay those publishing companies on your behalf to use those songs. Okay, now sidebar, you may ask, why would Facebook pay those publishing companies for me to use those songs? Facebook wants you to have a good time on their platform, so they want you to use the good songs so that you stay on the platform longer, so that they can advertise to you. So if you see advertisements for whatever you like, I'm sure you see those sponsored ads. Facebook gets paid. That's what Facebook really is, an advertising platform. So companies pay Facebook to advertise their products to you, and Facebook makes more money through getting paid from advertisers than they do the money that they pay out for the licenses for the songs. So they want to keep you on the platform so advertisers can show you ads, and Facebook makes money from the advertisers. So let's say you invented a new snare drum and you wanted to show people your snare drum. You would pay Facebook to get your snare drum on people's timelines as a sponsored ad so people can see your product, because everybody's on social media. So that's really how Facebook gets paid. And they'll happily pay those blanket licenses to keep you having a good time on the platform, and so that you can play to those songs that's on the radio or whatever, right? So to tie everything together for you, this is why you do not need to put, I do not own the rights to this music on your page. It's because Facebook has already paid for you to use the licenses. So if you put that, it doesn't make a difference. That's not going to keep your video from being taken down or for copyright infringement or whatever. If you put that phrase in your caption, that's not going to keep your video up on Instagram. What's keeping your video up is the fact that Facebook has already paid a blanket license to the three major publishing companies, which own all of the super hits that you hear on the radio. Now, so to put this in perspective for you, if you put, I do not own the rights to this music on your page, that's like you stealing somebody's car and saying, I do not own the title to this car, but I'm driving it anyway. And why am I saying that? Is because every copyright owner, every songwriter has to be paid for their work. So by you putting, I do not own the rights to this music in your caption, you're not paying the songwriter. You have not paid the songwriter. So that doesn't give you the rights to post their music. Facebook gave you the rights to post their music in their user agreement, which you probably didn't read. It's terms and conditions, super fine print. They already paid for you to use it, so you don't have to put that, right? It would be like like I said, you stealing somebody's car and putting a big sign on the front saying, I do not own this car. No, you stole it. You never paid for that car. So you putting that, it doesn't give you the rights to use it, but you're cool. You're in the clear because Facebook already paid. Now, the best thing you could do to support the creative community is basically just like give credit to whoever song it is. At least you may not know the producer or the songwriter, but at least give credit to the artist. You know what I'm saying? So somebody could at least look the song up. Now, last thing, you might ask, well, why does my song get taken down? It's because every single copyright that's ever been created is not covered under those three major music publishing companies. Sometimes they just don't want you to use the song. Like if there's a new Drake record or Beyonce record, they may not want you to publish it on Instagram at all, because they just want you to go stream it from Spotify or YouTube, or however they want to direct that traffic. That's what they're going to do, and there's nothing you can do about it. And if you try to post a drum video to that video, it's going to be taken down within seconds. There's records like Bob Marley and like Prince. There's some stuff that you just absolutely cannot post. And if those licenses have not been handed over to Facebook to license and grant to you to use, then trust me, there's a record of all of that stuff, and it's going to be taken down immediately. If you guys know Shazam, the same algorithm that Shazam uses to, you hold your phone up to a speaker and it knows a song, that's the same algorithms and software that's in our phones and on these platforms. They're able to identify this stuff quickly, and it'll be taken down. And then there's some situations like on YouTube where the copyright owners and the publishing companies are like, cool, yeah, you can use our records. We're just going to take half of like your ad revenue or whatever from YouTube. So some on YouTube, it's more of a fair game, because they'll share the revenue with you. The songwriter will share the revenue with you, the influencer or the drummer, because you're actually exploiting their song even more. Like you're making their song more recognizable by spreading it to your subscribers and your followers. So to wrap everything up, if a publishing company has not granted Facebook the right to use one of those major songs that you want to play to, if Facebook does not have the rights to play that song on their platform, then you can't play it. Man, so I could go a lot deeper with this, but I'm going to leave it right there. This is why it pays to own copyrights, intellectual property, things that can pay you over and over and over again, right? You've seen stories about drummers getting mad in the band because they're not getting paid off like the radio airplay of a song. That's because whoever wrote the song is probably everywhere. Restaurants, amusement parks, elevators, grocery stores. What is life without music? So if you create a song, especially if it's a hit, imagine the Motown stuff from the 60s. Those songs still play today, and there are almost 60 years old, bruh. Like, that's crazy. And these Smokey Robinson, all them cats are still getting paid off of those records. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to be a songwriter. So I hope that helps some of you guys, and that clears that up for you, why you do not need to put I do not own the rights to this music. You don't have to put that in your caption. And then I think that's it, man. The reason I can talk about some of this stuff is because I was a music business major in college at Berklee College of Music. I didn't go to school for drums or performance or whatever. I went to school and learned about some things that I didn't know about, which was I double majored at Berklee, music production and engineering and music business management. And I kind of put all of that stuff together, music business, music production, and drums, to create Shed Tracks. So yeah, I just wanted to share that, man. And I hope that helps you guys. And I'll holler at you guys later. Leave a comment below if you have any more questions, and I'll answer them openly so everybody can see the answers if they have any confusion as well. All right, peace.